Better years of Van Halen in your mind, Mark?
What's that?
What, better years of Van Halen with Sammy
Yeah, I like Sammy.
over Dave?
Now I do.
Yeah.
I always was Dave.
I did too. I was always Dave. He's a little more flamboyant, but when you actually listen back to the stuff, it's like you go, Sammy's way
better.
more talented.
Sammy's way better.
Garbage man in Rochester for a while. Still has some family here.
Yeah. Brother this year, I think.
So somebody asked 10,000 millionaires how they built their wealth and what they did for work. And one of the jobs with the most millionaires is teacher. Which I know. You scratch your head. It's because I guess it's like $1 million isn't as much. I don't know if it's not that big a deal anymore. And they are counting in things like your 401k.
Teachers do get a good pension.
Yeah, $1 million in wealth. So they're counting your house, any of your assets, any of that sort of thing. Like they're higher on the list of millionaires than doctors, but probably because doctors spend a shit ton of money.
Well, your parents, were they millionaires?
No, we always refer to my dad as a thousandaire because he'll always tell me, "Oh, you should see my BlackRock account." That's a thing. And I'll go, "Oh, to my brother, how's the thousandaire if you talk to him?"
I believe that, you know what? Teachers start out at a lower salary.
Yeah, they do.
So they live to their means.
That's a good point, too. Yes.
Listen, if you make a lot of money right off the bat, I feel like you spend more money.
Yeah. Well, this is what doctors, that's what they said.
They get the pension and the health care after they retire, too.
Yeah.
Which saves you a lot of money.
And your pension is usually, I think it's an average of your last 3 years or something like that. It depends on the
it does.
union. But
you're absolutely right.
They make a lot of money. But
and if you add, like if you start covering classes, that adds to those numbers at the end.
Man, I saw something the other day that was posted about uncovering what RPD makes and some of the guys what they make. It's like, holy shit.
Really?
I got a buddy and he was listed on there. I had no idea he made over $300,000 a year as a lieutenant.
Okay.
I was like, good for him. Now he's on vacation more than anybody I know, including me. So,
and he's buying dinner when he gets back.
Yeah, I'm no discounting him BTB anymore.
I guess the two main ways they're saying here people reach $1 million is investing, the 401k, and buying a house and eventually paying it off. You pay off your house, you own it, and that becomes a rising asset anyway. What does it go up 3 to 4% every year?
Especially in the last 4 years.
Oh, right? Yeah. Shit ton. Yeah. Do you own other properties?
Nope.
Okay. I shouldn't ask that. That's a little rude.
I wish.
I would ask that over a beer, not
do you?
over a
if I could go back and do it again, I would.
Me too. 100%.
Yep.
I did. I know I did it financially completely ass backwards
sure
wrong.
did.
But so this is the fucked up. I thought this was so strange with Red Lobster because I go, somebody somewhere knew this was coming, even at the local level. Don't you think somebody had to know?
No.
No? Really? They can do that,
I
man?
mean, they filed bankruptcy. Things are tight. You probably can tell some things, but the thing is, they could run their stock okay, their food and everything, make it look normal, and they're going to write it off because they're, it's a $1 billion company. We're a local mom and pop. Listen, if we're getting ready to close and we're going to be closing the doors, I'm not ordering $10,000 worth of food.
Right.
I thought they just filed today for bankruptcy.
They filed a while ago.
Oh, I thought it just went through today.
Or they at least were,
because they were talking about how that promotion.
They're trying
got
to sell the place.
Yeah, they're trying to sell,
and it was
which is why they liquidated.
Where they were having all their issues. And
so what happened when you were working in a place and that happened?
So it's happened a few times to me. So one time it happened just like that. One day we went there and the doors were locked.
No one said shit.
You never saw your last 2 paychecks. You were out of a job. The other one, the one that hurt me the most was when we were pregnant with my oldest son.
Okay.
And I was working at Captain's Attic in the Grease Ridge Mall where the BTV is.
Yep.
And I was running the whole show.
Yeah.
But man, they were just stuffing their pockets with money, cash, and they didn't pay any bills. So I knew things were bad. I had no idea, but it was about a week before, and they said, hey, guys, just so you know, next Monday is going to be our last day of business. Seeing it that way, I understand why restaurants do what they do. This place got robbed left and right. I mean, people gave away everything. And they walked out with furniture.
Shit.
They walked out with merchandise. They gave away, the bartenders gave away the bar. They gave away food.
Was it the same guys I'm thinking who owned it?
Yes.
I don't know. I want to do that with those guys.
I know.
They didn't care.
They were like...
They were pretty shady characters.
Beyond shady.
I remember one of them getting upset with somebody on the radio and following them.
That'd be
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, you got it. Followed him.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
And I didn't know Phil for the first few years I worked there because he was in prison. So when he got out, that's why I met him.
Our lunch.
Listen, I'm friends with him to this day, but man, they fucked us hard.
I'm sure, but I go, wait, this is the stuff, Matt. You've got a story.
But when people say that's bullshit, how they do that to him, that's why. I mean,
okay.
There was nothing we could do about it. Those bartenders were giving away the bar. It looked like they were ringing up.
So they were trying to do the right. I meant that right thing.
Give them the right thing to do.
It came out very wrong.
And basically, everybody fucked them. People stopped showing up for work. They were stealing.
Well, yeah, if you knew you're coming to an end. But the funny thing is, like, when you're leaving a job, I always think that's when people start they give their 2 weeks notice or whatever. Those last 2 weeks, they're the best employee that the company's ever had. You think, or the worst?
It's one or the other.
Yeah. Usually,
that's why a lot of companies let you take your 2 weeks. Here's your 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Most do now because you're going to sabotage. It's sad, but that's the way you got to think of it.
Really?
So I understand where Red Lobster is coming from by doing it that way. Now, the nice thing about Red Lobster
that's a great explanation.
Chain. So now these people are going to get paid.
Yeah.
They have to contact HR, but they're going to get paid. Where the mom and pop does that, you don't get paid. Like,
no, there's no money.
Listen, one day all of a sudden, BTB can't make it anymore. They're going to close their doors, and those people aren't going to get their pay in the last 2 weeks.
Right.
You hope that it doesn't happen, or you hope that maybe the owner says, "Oh, I put enough away to cover you guys," so the vendors are going to get screwed. Somebody's getting screwed along the way, but either way, you're not going to have a job. And if she was going to close, I would be cautious to tell anybody, just because I've lived it both ways.
Yeah.
And the other way sucks. Yeah, you don't have a job. But this day and age, it's so easy to get another job. These Red Lobster guys will not have no problem.
Today's the last day.
Yeah.
And take your loss on that last day only instead of a week
or
2.
You tell them that, but you still,
you're still
running. You don't have enough money to pay the payroll for the next 2 weeks. You're talking $20,000 a week. If you don't have $40,000 put away, you probably don't if you're closing. So those people end up, getting shafted, unfortunately.
Man, what a headache.
It's tough, man.
It's
any small business
headache.
Yeah,
but not. No.
This one's easy to give everything away.
Yes.
Not show up for your shift. All of a sudden you got 4 girls on for a shift for serving, and none of them show up. Now what do? You're trying to stay open for one more week to do the right thing by everybody, but there's no servers.
Right.
Now the customer's pissed off. You got to deal with that. It's
Mark, why are you sitting over there with like a shit-eating grin on your face?
Because
this is why you got out. This is.
Oh, the hell, Red Lobster. Every time I went by there, it was always fucking packed.
Yeah, I know. That's it. I thought the same thing, but apparently not.
But you know what? I always tell everybody, you can walk into the bar and you see it's packed, right?
Yeah.
You don't see the slow times. You don't see the cost going out. You've seen it both ways, so you know.
Yeah.
You could be jam-packed, but you know what? Half those people are bitching about their food and you're comping it, or they're eating their all-you-can-eat shrimp, which they lost, I think they said $11 million on. It's hard to recover from something like that.
That is. It's a tremendous
It's a stupid thing to do, by the way, endless shrimp when you're paying what you're paying now.
But if you were to do anything, what would you like? If you were to start over, would you stay in the hospitality business?
Real estate.
You do real estate.
Absolutely,
you wouldn't do
100%.
hospitality.
No.
Do you like the hospitality?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's addictive.
I have the compassion for it.
Yeah.
Or the passion, not the compassion. The
Well,
passion
no, probably
for
the compassion for the customers. You
I
like
love
talking
it.
to them.
I love talking to the customers. I love dealing with all that stuff. I hate the stress of it, even at my level where I don't have a hand in it.
Yeah.
But I remember how bad it was. So I feel bad for Connie. The stress is unbelievable. And again, people are walking in on Friday night, go, "Oh, you guys are killing it." Well, where were you on Monday when we, did $2,000 in sales?
Right.
Where were you on Sunday? It's you can't walk in there once a month and say, "God, you guys are crushing it."
Right.
No, we're not.
No.
And
It is funny because I always think that there's a McDonald's. What McDonald's? There's a McDonald's in Fairport, and there's always a line. I go, to me that looks like a cash cow.
Fast food is a cash cow.
I got friends that own restaurants and stuff. There are days you could go in there, you could shoot a cat at the place.
Restaurants
you wouldn't hit anybody.
are hard. Fast food, there's money in it. Now, I will say I know a guy who owns a Chick-fil-A here in Rochester. I won't say which location. I'm very good friends with him. I've been friends with him for a long time. He was a bank manager at First Niagara. That's how I met him. One of the nicest guys you're ever going to meet. I ran into him a couple weeks ago. He goes, "Matt, everybody sees we're packed. He thinks I'm a millionaire now." He goes, "I made more money at the bank." He goes, "And listen, Chick-fil-A is great because you get in at basically no cost.
Yeah.
They build the building for you. They set everything up, but you give them 10% of your sales every day.
Every day.
So take 10% of your sales right off the top.
And that's huge. And you know what? 10% sounds like nothing.
It's huge.
when you're looking, but it is a big amount when you're paying somebody 10%.
But he said, we make a killing. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just not seeing the money yet because it hasn't been long enough.
Fuck. God damn.
And what they do is Chick-fil-A wants you to open multiple locations because that's how you make money is by opening. So now he has a hand in on the throughway. All he has to do is go check on it, though. He makes sure they're doing their guidelines the way Chick-fil-A wants it, and he gets paid.
Okay.
So he goes, I'm making more money doing that than running my store that it has a line out the door all the time.
Is it 10% per store or 10% per owner?
It's per store.
Wow. Of course they want you to
Your
open
food margins aren't great, but when you're getting a chain like that, you're getting such a huge break on.
Why haven't you gone and taught a course or something?
I'm not really that smart. I just sound like it.
I don't fucking know. I mean, I think like you could teach.
Because no one would ever open a restaurant if they took that course. I promise you.
You're talking about
but come in and talk to a business class or something, dude.
I would
Even
love
at
to
the
talk
high
to
school
somebody.
level.
Like I would like to talk to the public, the ones that say, "Why are your prices this high?" And
Okay.
I could spin their head with the expenses I could show them.
Right.
And, they don't believe that. They think, well, you're getting $16 for chicken wings, and they used to be, X amount of dollars. Now they're not. Well, first of all, you're wrong. They're right back to where they were when they were high.
Yeah.
But not only that, but the fryer oil that used to be $15 a gallon is now $45.
Holy shit.
It takes me 3 to fill one fryer because I use the 90-pound fryers. They don't think about that. So you're jumping right there. That fryer gets changed every day.
Yep. So
You're adding that much money. If you don't change that fryer every day, it's going to be nasty. So what you do is we have 4 fryers, and one gets changed per day. So it's always a cycle, and you clean the other ones. But think about it, 1 per day.
Dude.
Just going up that much.
This would make me never want to ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. At all.
Yet I think about doing it again.
I know.
Am I stupid? I'd rather buy houses.
Probably, but you would.
There's headaches there too. Don't get me wrong.
No, there's going to be headaches anywhere. But you like this game. This is a game for you.
I love the business. I don't like the backside of it like that. I like dealing with the customer. I like.
What about a club? Would you run a club?
Like a nightclub?
Nah, like a comedy club, nightclub, something like that. Yeah.
It's not easy either.
I'm not saying it is, but believe me, I don't think any of it is. But
That's not easy
You
either.
like that?
I do.
Yeah.
I you know what? I like working in it. I don't know if I'd ever want to own one again.
Gotcha. All right. Sorry.
I can actually cash my paycheck, so that's kind of nice.
Thanks, Connie.
No, I'm sorry to go down, and I hope this was someone. I find it interesting. I hope other people find it interesting because I don't think anybody. I've heard nobody say what you said about Chick-fil-A. Like I thought, boy, that seemed kind of cold. I thought at least a manager, somebody at the local level, had to know, and you just don't say anything. And I'm like, oh, that seems weird, right? And I saw people bitching on Facebook, hey, my kid worked there, or I worked there, or I had no idea.
It sucks.
And then when you say why, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
But I was saying, I want to get some of the swag from it. I want some of the decor. I want that net and the buoys.
It's all up for auction right now.
Yeah, it is.
Let's
I'm
go.
sure.
Actually, it might be over by now.
Grab me a case.
Oh, there was an auction for real?
There was an auction, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I got it last week.
Kevin
I
sent me the
messaged
link,
him.
yeah.
It was the whole the one in Henrietta. It was when I sent it to him, it was everything in the restaurant, the bar set up, the ovens, the stoves, everything. It was like $800.
But the problem is somebody goes in there. There's a bunch of guys that sell used equipment.
Yeah.
They go in there. They got hundreds of thousands of dollars. They'll go in there at the last second and outbid whatever you're at.
Gotcha.
I've been a part of those auctions so many times.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at this. This is like all shit. I had no idea. It's just a
Crazy.
whole different
Yeah,
world.
It's a different world.
It is a completely different world.
So next time you're out and you look at that menu price and go, oh my
Yeah.
God, they're killing it.
Yeah.
Trust me, I can show you the numbers that they're not.
That's interesting because, and I know guys who own small, one spot, and sometimes all it takes is like one great weekend can make their
Absolutely.
almost their year, I guess.
Yeah.
If they, if it's done
And
right.
just the opposite. One bad weekend can put you behind for 2 years. So now you take a place like BTB that does great, right? But January, February are terrible. January's terrible, really bad. Then July is pretty slow too. Even though you got the patio,
Yeah, I know.
everybody's on vacation. They're at
Yep.
weddings. They're
Yep.
at the water. They don't want to be inside. Your patio only has so many tables. So in July and August, those are really slim months, and people don't see that. So I mean, even last year we were doing things where if you checked in and tagged you, we did a drawing for like your next dinner was free on us, just to get people that we knew in there.
Yeah, right.
Tag that you're in there, bring your friends, and it worked out really well. But that's kind of things you have to do in July and August to survive in Rochester, New York.
Interesting. Mark, you miss it? A little bit? I mean, I'm not saying that facetiously. I mean, I think there's a piece of it you missed, right? You like people.
I like people. There was definitely really. I have friends that You know,
And
that I
there
met-
had
that
to
I
be
met
night.
there.
There has to be times where it's fun, great
there's a lot of times.
personality,
We had a lot of good times.
right? People you work with that are just busting balls and laughing and having a good time.
Yeah, there was more good times than bad times.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's those bad times that just fucking
Those just-
sear in the
yeah.
front of your brain, isn't it?
Never gonna forget them.
No, I can imagine that for sure. All right, we'll close it out.
No.
I was sparing you.
You know what though? Before we pat,
Don't listen to you
we have
cry.
to do mention the guy that made your
when's-
coasters.
Oh,
I did
yeah.
meet him Saturday.
What was his name?
I
'Cause
wish I knew. I didn't.
That's
I got
my
it real
bad.
quick.
Because that's
and
my bad. Because
I'm not gonna lie. I had a
I
couple
have
drinks
it-
in me.
No, that's okay. I
believe it's
in a file.
Bob Walton.
Okay, super nice guy. He came up to me Saturday in the patio, introduced himself to me.
I'm
and
really glad he
huge
did.
fan.
Good.
And he was such a nice guy, and he says he listens all the time.
Yep.
My buddy Tom was in from South Carolina this week, and he was like, "How do you know
Wait.
Bill Moran? He thinks you're like,
Tom Murrah.
Tom Murrah.
Yeah.
You're a god to him."
Tom
You
Murrah
are
was
The one
is
from Florida.
No, that's Mikey.
I like watching him on. I don't know him. I've
He
never
lives in
really met
South
him.
Carolina.
I watch all his. He meets everybody.
He does.
That dude.
He goes on adventures by himself.
He's just this. Yeah. He's just this guy. You're good friends with him.
Yeah, I used to work with him at Doan years ago, and we've stayed friends.
All right. So this dude, but I see him with like every celebrity, and it's just him. It's like he's standing next to these, and they're not. It's usually not backstage. It's like out in the fucking wild.
If he could come take a picture with you, he'd be so happy.
Now
He's back in South Carolina, but next time he's in, I'm gonna get him to come.
Come
meet you.
on in. Yeah, that's the
I'm telling you,
weirdest
you're
thing.
like God to him.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. You know,
You had that one
know
fan.
better. You know better. That's exactly right, Mark. We all need one. That's all it takes. It's just one.
That's
And I
right.
thought it was my mom, but no, it's Tom. Tom from South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Man, Matt from BTB, who just gave us a master class in restaurants.
Sorry
That was
about that.
No, I fucking loved it. I'm sorry. I
Probably
think,
just bored a bunch of people.
Well, it's better than Racing Randy.
I
or
don't
Kevin
think so
Williams.
because I think it's something that people do, and we want to know why, right? I mean, that's what I think it is.
We're wired for it.
For Kevin, who's still exhausted from the weekend, and for Mark, who's going to misses the hospitality business, I'm sure. I'm Bill Moran. We'll see you tomorrow.